Long ago in 1914, a Serbian group called the Black Hand planned to assassinate the heir to the Austria-Hungary throne.
Okay, so the plan is, the target is Franz Ferdinand, and he'll be here at about noon. Everybody should be in their places. After that, I'll signal you to bomb him. Okay.
Their first plan was to throw a bomb at him, but it was unsuccessful. But it was just their luck that one of the members happened to see Franz Ferdinand and finally execute their plan.
I can't believe he missed! How does that even happen? Oh my gosh! That's him! Now's my chance.
It wasn't known at the time, but this event would change the world as they knew it.
As it was shown, World War I started as a result of the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. It caused Austria-Hungary to declare war on Serbia, and then activated a domino effect of countries that were in alliances such as the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entente to defend each other.
Other underlying factors that led to World War I were nations mass-producing weapons that were more and more dangerous, countries competing with each other with colonization, resources, and spreading their culture, and their pride in their national identity. At first, America didn't want to get involved. You see, at the beginning of the war, it was split between the Central Powers, Germany and Austria-Hungary, and the Allies, France, Russia, and Britain. And America didn't join until 2 years later.
This is because of President Woodrow Wilson, who wanted to remain neutral and thought that this was a European conflict. And we also didn't have that strong of a military at the time and wanted to focus on progressive reform. The first reason why America wanted to join World War I is because they intercepted the Zimmerman note. Essentially, a telegram was sent to Mexico from Germany asking for their assistance to fight the US.
They also promised to recover lost territories like Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, and also provide financial support to Mexico.
But luckily, the note was intercepted by the British and then shared to us. We learned about their plan, and Americans across the nation were outraged.
A second reason for why America wanted to join the war was due to the fact that Germany was sinking ships in the Atlantic. They were doing this to cut off supplies that Britain was getting from America. But in 1915, the sinking of one particular ship, the Lusitania, resulted in over 1,000 people dying, and 128 of these people were American. After this, America knew that they had to step up and involve themselves in World War I. World War I was unlike any war America or any other countries had ever seen.
Wait, how? I thought all wars were the same. People die and shoot guns, right?
Yes and no. There was so much more to that. Countries were trying to outdo each other and develop the newest and best inventions so that they would be and have the upper hand. World War I sparked inventions like submarines, airplanes, tanks, and even poison gas. These things had never been thought of before, and they were revolutionary.
Oh, okay, I see how that could be important, but is that all? Like, you're telling me they created new weapons and nothing helped the people?
See, that's where you're wrong again. Healthcare actually changed a lot during this time, and medical inventions were made too, like prosthetics and mobile x-rays. So no, it wasn't all just about weapons.
Oh, right, we get it. You know a lot about why it was so revolutionary.
Son, your country needs you. A strong man like you can make a difference in America.
If it means protecting the country, sign me up.
America will remember your service. America tried to ask people to volunteer to serve during the war, but not many people were interested, so then they had to resort to forcing people to enlist. Serving in the war was not for the weak. The soldiers that were enlisted experienced brutal conditions, having to train and be in combat and be in harsh weather conditions, whether they were somewhere extremely hot like the Philippines or freezing cold like Serbia. And keep in mind, these men were young and hadn't experienced many hardships in their life, so going from your average day-to-day life to being in the military was not only physically draining, but also mentally draining. They were in constant danger and anxious and in fear about losing their lives. I mean, just imagine that.
We were told the war would be quick. Now we're here years later watching our fellow soldiers die.
I used to count the days until we'd get home. Now I just want to survive another one.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to forget what I saw here. Back in America, the economy and society were changing. To help the military, companies that sold everyday products converted to selling military goods, like car companies producing airplanes and tanks. And because millions of men were drafted, women started to fill in their jobs in the workforce. They took on roles like working as mechanics, airplane and munition factories, train conductors, mail carriers, and so much more.
Americans also rationed their food so that it could be sent overseas to troops and allies. This is one of the many things that America promoted to its citizens. Days like Meatless Mondays and Wheatless Wednesdays were encouraged. Patriotism was also promoted with the hopes of encouraging more men to enlist to the army, and propaganda that portrayed Germans as the enemy. On November 11, 1918, after 4 years of fighting and millions of deaths, Germany started an armistice agreement with the Allied powers.
The First World War left 9 million soldiers dead and 21 million wounded. In addition, at least 5 million civilians died from disease, starvation, or exposure.
On January 18, 1919, an international meeting took place in Paris, France, in order to establish the terms of peace after World War I.
This meeting included representation from the Big Four: Prime Ministers Lloyd George of Great Britain, Georges Clemenceau of France, Vittorio Orlando of Italy, and U.S. President Woodrow Wilson. If we want long-term peace, we need to establish a League of Nations and focus on open diplomacy, arms reduction, and self-determination to prevent future wars.
Germany needs to face repercussions for their involvement in this war. It should be required that they pay reparations, restrict their military, and give their territories that previously belonged to France back. I agree, Germany needs to be punished. Their navy should be reduced and they should lose their colonies. However, I don't think our demands should put Germany in a place they can't recover from.
I agree. I just want to see that Italy receives the territories that were promised to us for joining the Allied powers.
At this conference, the Treaty of Versailles was signed. This resulted in the establishment of the League of Nations and the requirements for Germany following the war. The treaty was signed by Germany on June 28, 1919. In doing this, Germany had to accept the blame for World War I, pay reparations, disarm its military, and surrender part of their European territory as well as their overseas colonies. This is an outrage.
The Allies have left us with nothing but humiliation. The Germans were furious about the Treaty of Versailles and denounced the German representatives that signed the treaty. Additionally, as a result of the treaty, Germany's economy suffered and the Weimar Republic was destabilized. The lasting resentment later allowed the Nazi Party to gain support from Germans, who were promised by Hitler that Germany's power would be regained.
As was said before, World War I ended on November 11, 1918, and how it impacted the world is it destroyed empires while also creating new nations. It forced the US to become a world power and inevitably led to the rise of Hitler and World War II.
We hope you enjoyed our video on World War I. Thanks for watching!